Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network channel on YouTube. I'm your host, Mr. Prime Real Estate, Ric Davis.
And I'm your host, the Texas Real Estate King, LarryWBrooks.
Every week, the King and I will provide you exclusive access to our network of lenders, investors, and real estate professionals from both the commercial and residential real estate sectors.
Now, are you millionaire minded? Or maybe you're a millionaire in the making. Make sure that you subscribe so you can get connected to the network. And always remember, the Prime Real Estate Network, where millionaires are in the making.
Create wealth for generations.
What's up, Prime Real Estate Network listeners? It's your man, Larry W. Brooks, a.k.a. the Texas Real Estate King. Hey, when you get a moment, go ahead and go over to shoplwb.com. You can see the Pure Hustle merchandise that we had over there, some of our newer items that we have in stock, and of course, I got all the books that I've authored. I'd love for your support. You have a great day.
Good day. Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Ric Davis. If you don't follow me on social media, I invite you to do so at Prime Real Estate Ric. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate anywhere in the great state of Texas, but especially here in our lovely city of Houston, I invite you all to reach out to me directly on Instagram at Prime Real Estate Ric. As always, it's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you this week. We have a really exciting show for you all, and I hope everyone in the audience can take so much from today's guest. Man, our first things first, I want to invite everyone that's checking us out live on YouTube, get involved in today's episode. Leave a like, share, or comment in the comment section. And you never know, our super producer may very well choose your question to be answered on today's show. Without any further ado, I want to take some time to introduce my co-host. He is not only highly successful real estate broker, he's a multi-time author, serial entrepreneur, the proud proprietor of the Pure Hustle clothing brand. I want to thank him so much for tapping in with us this week, just like he does every week on the Prime Real Estate Network. And I'd like to introduce to the audience, the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks. How are you?
Hey, what up, Rick, man? I am good. You know, another beautiful day in H-Town, another beautiful day in the real estate system or real estate machine or real estate growth, all of that, man. So I am definitely good.
Hey, man, it's great, man. It's good to be able to sit down and chop it up with you this week, man. How's everything been going, man? How's everything been going in the last week, man? Because right now, man, for it to be the end of the year, it seems like everything in the real estate space is starting to ramp up, man. We're gearing up for 2024.
Yeah, man. Ideally, man. And it's like we always tell people, like this is, you know, you go through the planning phases between October and December so that you're ready to execute whatever your vision is when day one kicks off in January. So, you know, the real estate market is not an exception to that. That's something that, you know, we do in our teaching and coaching, but not only that, but just the people that are looking to purchase, man, they're getting revved up. They understand it's going to go into a Christmas holiday season, which kids are going to be off. That means it's time to go tour properties. That means it's an opportunity to find a good deal that other people may not see or know that's there. So let's go. I think it's ideal.
You know, man, and I agree totally, man. And I hope everyone in the audience that are realtors, lenders, those that operate in the real estate space, man, can take something from that advice, because this is that time of the year where if you're thorough and you're looking under all the rocks, man, that's where you can find those great value as far as properties, communities, builders, and developers. So from that standpoint, I urge everybody, man, hit the gas real hard leading into the New Year's.
You know, I think a week ago you were on a podcast, man. Tell us more about that, man. I just been seeing some of the clips where you've been dropping some amazing gems, man, and just telling people about what's going on in real estate. So tell us a little bit about that podcast you were featured on.
Oh, no, I appreciate you for asking, man. Big, huge shout out, man, to our friends over at Why Now Is Your Time podcast. Yeah. Man, he's Prime Real Estate Network alumni, Mr. Lloyd Christian, man. He invited me to be a part of his platform, man. You know, he graced us with his presence on the Prime Real Estate Network before, man. And it's one of those things that you and I both like to return the favor when people take out of their schedule and out of their time to sit in with us. I wanted to definitely make sure I sat in with that gentleman, man. We had great conversation. If you haven't seen that interview, man, I invite everyone. Why Now Is Your Time on YouTube. Mr. Lloyd Christian and myself sat down. We talked about the real estate boom in the city of Houston, what you can do as a new entrepreneur in the real estate space to get your career jump started, man. So Once again, man, appreciate you for asking, Larry. Big huge shout out to Lloyd, man. Big huge shout out to
Yeah,
everybody at Why Now
yeah.
Is Your Time.
Yeah, and definitely, man. If you are in the creative space and you're looking to get into podcasting, and you need your ideal, you want a studio. He has an amazing studio over there. Not only that, I talked to him more about some of his production when it comes to helping people produce reels. And so he has a subscription plan for reels over there. So, man, if that's something that you're looking to get into, definitely is an opportunity for you.
No, no doubt. And you're right, man. I definitely appreciate you mentioning that. So, for all the agents, all the realtors, all those entrepreneurs in the audience, if you need someone to mentor you and guide you as far as content creation, how to
Hmm.
organize your message, how to put your brand out there in that social media space in the best light,
Yeah,
Lloyd, Christian, why now is your time? Reach out to him, man, because he has a one-stop shop over there, man. They have multiple rooms, multiple studios, and they definitely gonna help you put your brand out there in the spotlight that it deserves. So big, huge
yeah,
shout out.
yeah.
Let's talk about Larry, man. That's what makes having this platform and hosting it with you such a pleasure, man. So this week, I'm extra excited because we
Uh
got
huh.
family on the show this week.
That's right.
It's always great when we can have the fam from Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm sit in on the pod. So, like you
Yes,
do
sir.
every week, could you share a little bit with the audience about your background with this week's guest and how you were able to get her to commit to sitting in with us this week on the Prime Real Estate Network?
No doubt, man. Like you said, it's family, man. So I can't even think of how far we've been going. We go back, but man, Val has been with the brokerage firm for many, many years. It's been very successful in the growth that we've had, and just as she's building out, I was teasing her earlier about being a world traveler and being all over the place, man. So just watching her growth and just life experiences that has been taking place, man. It was a easy ask. Asked her, we lined up a date, and man, she's here. She's here to drop gems and again, like she's a veteran of the industry, so they're gonna pick up some tidbits that they may not even came across yet.
Man, thank you so much. And without any further ado, man, I'd like to introduce this week's guest. She
Hmm.
is not only a rock star realtor at Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, but she's also a residential real estate expert, educator, and entrepreneur. I want to thank her so much for sitting in with us this week. And I'd like to introduce to the audience the Songbird Realtor, Miss Valerie Brown. How are you?
Good. Hello, everyone. How are y'all today?
Hey, man, we doing good. Like Larry says, it's always good when we got family in the building. I
Oh,
want to appreciate you for sitting in, Val. How you been?
I've been good. I can't complain. Life's good.
Now, since Mr. Brooks can't remember how far you go back, could you help our audience understand how long you've been connected to Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm and how you were first introduced to the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks?
I've been in the real estate game since 2008, and I came into Brooklyn in 2009. So, yeah,
Man,
a
you've
long
been rocking for a long time. Goodness.
yeah.
I thank you so much for sitting in, man. Leading up to your interview, I had a chance to learn more about you through your social media, through talking to people in and around the office. And what I've come to realize is that you have a really diverse interests and really diverse skill set. And one of the things that I think about you that makes you unique and stand out in the market is that you integrate some of your personal passions
Mhm.
with your real estate endeavor. So for those who haven't followed you on Instagram, let's make sure we share our handle and let them know a little bit of what type of content you produce and put out on your Instagram feed.
So I can be found at VBP underscore the Songbird Realtor. And that's V as in Victor, B as in boy, P as in Powell, underscore Songbird Realtor. I want y'all to get right. Okay.
Absolutely, no doubt.
I basically integrate my passion, like you said, of singing. And this was something that I was, not shy about, but I just didn't bring to the forefront in the beginning. I was just, doing my thing as a real estate agent the best way I knew how until Mike coached me into.
And she's talking about CEO Coach Mike, Mr. Michael G. Davis, for those in the
Yeah,
audience. Go ahead, Valerie.
yeah. So Mike was like, Val, you sing in church, you sing at weddings, you sing at funerals. Everyone knows you for singing. So why don't you incorporate that in your real estate marketing? And I was like, good idea. So that's what you'll see on my Instagram. You'll see me as a songstress. You'll see me traveling, like Brooks
Oh yeah,
said.
she gonna travel. She gonna be worldwide, land on buildings and all kind of creative things.
No. And this is what's such a pleasure about having you on the show this week, Val, is because there are so many realtors and real estate professionals that are so talented in other aspects of life outside of entrepreneurship and real estate, but they don't always feel comfortable integrating and melding the two worlds. So, since you were coached by Mr. Michael G. Davis and you've integrated and made those two worlds one, how has that affected your business? How has it affected your referrals? And how has it helped you generate more reputable and more leads for you to help push your business forward?
I mean, it's just if I'm at most of the time if I'm at a wedding and I'm singing, um,
Mm.
that helps to put me in front of so many people who just wants, first of all, who may want me to sing at one of their events. But then they also get to know that, now I'm not just a singer. I sell real estate too. Also, I incorporate my entrepreneurship endeavors in the life and health and insurance agency
Oh
with that
wow.
as well.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's just a broad, you know, circle of everything that I incorporate together. And once I get to explaining, hey y'all, I'm just saying, you need life insurance or you want to sell a house or you want to buy a house, and I
Yeah.
just that's where I get most of my referrals from. People ask
That's
me,
what's up.
once they learn that I do more, that's how my referrals begin to flow in. So it helps my career in that aspect.
The natural growth of something like that is so important. So I think that stands out with that. And I want to deviate with another question, and it's mainly because you just got back from New York, and we've been seeing a lot about New York in the media. Us being in real estate, we want to know what's going on. As you were down there visiting, as you were going to a lot of the places that people find exciting in New York. What did you see when it comes to people being on the streets or the homeless population or the real estate need? Did you see a lot of vacancies? Like, what were your thoughts? Because, us as realtors, wherever we go, especially as long as you've been in the industry, real estate is always first of mind. We're like, okay, what's going on with that building? What's going on with that? So, what are your thoughts? Give me some feedback on what was going on in New York when you think about the real estate market as you was visualizing it. Give me some of that.
So funny that you asked me that because I just could not. I couldn't get out the back of my head. I'm here to have fun, right? I'm in New York to experience new things, to see new things. But the more our drivers are driving us around, I'm like, oh, okay. All these buildings are for lease, or I'm looking at the homes. They're for sale. Of course, they're like $1 million properties everywhere. Um, and like you said, the homeless population is just. I thought Houston had a horrible homeless population. New York is worse than Houston, in my opinion. But it was amazing to me how I noticed how many properties was up for lease in the commercial, industry. It was almost every other property, that was for lease. And it's different than Houston because there's like we have our zoning laws about what can go next to what, but in
Hmm.
New York it's like that property is set for that actual business. So like here we may be able to get retail space, may be able to get warehouse space, or it just says um, it could be flex space,
Yeah.
but it's not seeming that way in New York. What I saw was, hey, this property is for lease for medical. This property is for lease for you know
Mm. You
restaurant
know,
or
and it and you pointed out means a lot because I was actually reading a story, or no, I think it was I was listening to Tiffany Rilings, one of my partners over at Arvo, and she was speaking on a show at or about New York, and they said that one of the main challenges with New York commercial buildings is that sometimes they're built with things like the lights stay on because it's supposed to be a 24-hour building. So like, to go in and remodel it, it's almost like restructuring and demolition the entire building just to try to get it to where the lights will go off if they ever decide to design it into being a residential commercial building. So that was one of the things that stood out. Another thing that stood out in the conversation I was having with someone is that when the pandemic took place and people decided that, okay, we're coming back into the office, but not all, we're going to do part-time. When those people chose not to come back into office buildings, some of the people that lost their jobs were people that actually were custodians, people that clean these office buildings, because of course if I'm not using the office buildings, then I no longer need someone to clean it. And these are a large amount of the people that are now becoming displaced, and they can't pay their own rent. So now they're the ones that's getting displaced. So I've been hearing a lot about that that's taking place in California and New York when it comes to those office building spaces and the people that used to clean them that no longer can pay their own bills because they no longer have a job. So it's kind of tough out there. But that's kind of why I want to see hear your point of view of it as well.
Yeah, I can see that being the case. It's
Yeah.
looking that way.
I appreciate you guys touching on that particular subject because it just leads into the basis of this interview, and that was to talk to Val about 2024 goals, goal setting, and how important it is to set and ambitious goals, have a business plan to work towards that. So in your experience in real estate, Val, how important has it been to set those goals year after year and work towards and work your plan from that standpoint?
Very important because being an entrepreneur, nobody hands you anything. And so you have to really set your goals and not only set them, but stay on yourself to meet them. My 2023 was a little rocky because I had family setbacks. Things changed in my family aspect. And I didn't realize that I too can fall into procrastination. I too can have distractions because I've always been so get up and go, like so determined to get up and go. But it was that change really did put me in a state of, okay, now I'm distracted. And 2023 has been rocky. Pulling myself up out of the distractions and the procrastination has been detrimental to my success in 2023. So 2024, yeah, no, I'm ready to bounce back and set those goals, meet those goals, and get back to on track to where I used to be. So, yeah.
Definitely. And thank you for being transparent and talking about that, because the thing is I think that we all in this industry take gut punches. And when we take those gut punches, we got to figure out how to get back on the horse sooner than others because we're in an entrepreneur space. And
Right.
being a realtor and being in the entrepreneur space, we kill what we eat. And if we're not killing nothing, it's just more of a setback. It's more of a depression. It's more of those things that take place. So thank you for being transparent, because other people need to know that they're not by themselves when they take gut punches, especially when it comes to family, and they need to change up and switch up the game. So thank
Right.
you for being transparent on that.
Yeah.
No, and one thing, Val, that I was really interested in asking you about was that you talked about how you have real estate interests, you have finance and insurance interests, you also sing as well. How is it that you've learned to organize and monitor and nurture all the different leads that come in? Some of the things that Larry and Coach Mike and I discuss offline is how so many agents could almost double their production if everyone were more efficient as far as how they nurtured those long-term leads. So I know for someone like you that's in the spotlight and singing and getting introduced to so many different people, what type of challenge has that been as far as keeping your arms around all the people who would like to work with Miss Valerie Brown and make sure you at least are able to give a little of yourself to those people when they need you?
Well, the funny part about it is I don't have a set way of I guess categorizing my people. It's just I'm able to reach them in anything that I do. Like, so since I do real estate, since I sell life and health insurance, there's a need for all of that. And so I basically just keep everybody in one pool. And as I'm doing things, or say for instance, I'm doing an event for, like, okay, for instance, I'm coming up with an event for the beginning of the year where
Uh-oh. Yeah, baby.
I'm big on vision,
Right.
and so a lot of my girlfriends, they look to me to do this vision board thing every year, right? So again, 2023 was rocky. They didn't get a vision board party. Everybody was mad. So,
Mhm.
I use things like that as a way to reach out to everybody. So everybody that's in my phone, everybody that's on my social media, everybody that's in my email, everybody will get a message saying, "Hey, I got an event coming up for January, and if you want to join me, bam, here's the information." So I don't have a way of categorizing anyone. I keep everybody in the same pool. Everybody gets the same messages. And that's how I stay in contact with everybody on everything that I'm doing.
No, but Val, I want to definitely give you credit for and your props for setting up those type of events that people look forward to on an annual basis because, you know, Larry and I also realize the importance of being able to interact and touch those people that are closest to us, business, professionally, and networking wise, and vision board parties, and being able to keep in contact with people on their birthdays or important dates, anniversaries, etc. All those things are a foundational part of building your real estate marketing plan and being able to set that plan up so that you can achieve those goals that you're setting for yourself when you're doing that goal setting in those vision board parties. So definitely, man, please keep us all posted on that because we'd definitely love to be able to get one of those coveted invitations
Yeah,
to sit in on your vision board party.
I'll definitely keep you informed.
And look, Valerie, I thank you so much for sharing so much about some of your personal passions, some of the things that you're interested in the real estate space. But Larry and I, one of the things that we find as a great value hosting this show is that we're able to get certain tidbits and certain experiences from every business owner that we interview. So I want to ask you, when you think back to your childhood and your upbringing as a young lady, were there any members of your family or close personal circle that were business owners or entrepreneurs? And if so, how did they influence you? How did they serve as a mentor or inspiration for you? Or like, where did you get that go-getter attitude from?
There weren't any entrepreneurs for me to look up to. However, my mom and my aunt were very, very hard workers. And so I looked up to them and their determination for education and just their determination to go out there and make it happen, for our families.
Right.
And so with that being said, as I grew up, and started looking around, just trying to figure out how I could change the aspect of things in our family, I realized that I could do it by learning how to learn the things that I wish I would have known. So when I first bought my home, I knew little about buying a home, and that was in 2004. And
Right.
I felt like if I'd have known a little bit more, I'd have got a better deal, you know.
Mm.
And so I decided, okay, well, now since nobody could teach me, I should learn and teach others. And so that's how I got into real estate. First of all, I
Wow.
just continued hearing how important real estate was in our community
Yeah.
and how uneducated we were in our community when it came
Yeah.
to real estate and finances and all of this. So that's the path that I took so that I could reach back to, a different generation or people in my family and teach them more about finances, teach them more
Yeah.
about insurance, teach them more about purchasing real estate and how that could expand their wealth. So
Yeah.
that's what I did. I decided, no, there wasn't anyone to teach me, but I could be I could change the game. and teach others. So
Oh no, absolutely. Because I think sometimes when we're in this entrepreneurial space, we sometimes undervalue the influence that just the grind has on the people around us. As an example of showing people that's building their own brands, building their own corporations, and over time making it something that can not only generate wealth for themselves, but generations of their family into the future. So I want to commend you on having that foresight and vision and actually integrating all of your different passions and your different talents into making one overall real estate rock star that's out here serving the community to the best of her abilities. So
yeah,
once again, I know you mentioned a little bit about your vision board party, and I hope that you keep Larry and I abreast of the final
Yeah.
dates and when you're gonna lock that down. Um, I know you post frequently on your social media. Will there be any singing engagements or any personal appearances that you'll be making in the near future where members of our audience or some of your followers online can meet, greet, and interact with Miss Val Brown personally?
I have something coming up in January as well. It's still in the making. Okay. I'm gonna end the year kind of quiet, but I'm gonna end the year kind of quiet. 2023, I'm gonna end it kind of quiet, but 2024, y'all ain't gonna be able to hush me up. Y'all gonna be like, "Girl, sit down."
Okay, well, just know we're gonna send you a personal hand engraved invitation to the Brooks and Davis holiday party.
Oh
So we
yeah,
definitely gotta have you post up and come through. So for everybody in the audience, your next opportunity to see Miss Valerie Brown in the flesh will be at the Brooks and Davis holiday party. So be there with bells on, because that's always a highlight of everybody's fourth quarter. So,
yeah.
Ms. Brown, I want to thank you so much for sitting in with Larry and myself, man. It's been an honor and a pleasure to interview you and just pretty much gain a little bit from your experiences and your insights. So, anything that you're doing, please keep Larry and myself top of mind. Let us know.
Yeah.
If you ever want to sit in with us again, we always got a place for you, man. So, Queen, we appreciate you so much for sitting in with us, and we want to thank you again.
Thank you for having me.
No doubt.
Thank
Thanks,
you
Val.
so much. And there it is, Mr. Brooks, back in
Yes,
the building,
indeed.
man. You made it happen again. Great episode, man. Hey, I want to
Hey.
give you a huge shout out, man. This might be like one of your most impressive episodes, man. You made it happen, man, from where you are. Yes, I know it's a lot going on, brother. So appreciate that,
Yeah.
no doubt. What's going on this
Yeah.
weekend in the world of the Texas real estate king, man? Are you gonna be in and around the city, man? What's going on with you, brother?
I am, man. I'll be out and about, man. A lot of events taking place. A lot of, it's holiday season, so a lot of people are doing closeout business and just showing a lot, having a lot of appreciation events that I'll be showing my face at. But I do want to give a shout out, man, um, to all of the realtors, residential realtors that have been sending me commercial opportunities. I thank you for thinking about me. Thank you for trusting me with your friends and family members that are requesting, restaurant services or lease space. Thank you for just trusting me an opportunity to speak with them and stuff like that. So for all of the residential realtors that's been going out their way to do that, I do truly appreciate it, man. Um, Shout out to our frat brother Philip Yates and his team. They hosted on last week. Them along with the Houston Area Urban League and Chase and a few other banks hosted an event called the Black Entrepreneur Black Wealth Weekend. And man, it was week and it was amazing, man. I had an opportunity to speak over at the Houston Area Urban League in a fireside chat with Eric Goody, man. He is one of the leaders over at the Houston Area Urban League. Had an opportunity to get on stage and talk to him about real estate and where we are right now. So that was an honor and a pleasure, man. So just shout out to Phil Yates and all the amazing things that he's been doing, and just proud of those guys over there, man.
Hey, look, and one last shout out before we sign off. As everyone who watches the show knows, Larry and myself are big high school football fans. So I want to give a
Yeah,
big, huge congratulations, shout out to all of the staff, faculty, coaches, and players at Summer Creek High School. The
yeah,
Bulldogs won again last week. This Saturday, they'll be moving forward to the Texas State 6A semifinals. So if you happen to be around Waco, Texas, 2 p.m. on Saturday at Floyd Casey Stadium, home of the Baylor Bears, the Summer Creek Bulldogs will be getting it going against Cibolo Steel. So After this week, the next stop is Dallas. So, we're going to all speak these good things into existence. If you can't make it to Waco, man, set your calendar for the following week because we'll be in D-Town in Jerry World, man. So,
Yeah,
big, huge shout out to all the Summit Creek Big Bulldogs over there getting it going.
that's what's up, man. Congrats, congrats, congrats.
Hey, man. So, look, man, I want to thank the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks, for tapping in. I want to thank the Songbird Realtor, Miss Valerie Brown, for checking in. Big huge shout out to our super producer, Jessica Joseph, on the ones and twos. Big huge shout out to everybody at Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm. On behalf of myself, Ric Davis, and the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks, we want to urge everybody, like, subscribe, share, get involved, share the show, man. We love putting this on for you all, and we love being a resource for the real estate community. So until next Thursday, everyone out there in the audience, please be safe and be blessed.